Here, Stephen Stock joins us now with more on what happened today and important information for every family. Stephen?
Shannon, there's been some confusion about exactly what happened. Our experts and late this afternoon, fire officials confirming that this little girl's arm actually got caught in a vacuum tube about 2 inches in diameter and was sucked to the elbow, the 90-degree elbow of that tube. Imagine that for that little girl. Tonight, we've learned from South Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman-SCHULTZ that federal authorities may be now investigating this incident because there are questions about whether this pool was in compliance with new federal rules designed to prevent just the type of entrapment that happened to this little 3-year-old.
While it may have seemed bizarre and unusual, the entrapment of a 3-year-old in a swimming pool circulation system happens more often than you might think. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, there have been at least 83 pool and spa suction entrapment cases nationwide in the last 10 years, killing 11 people, mostly children.
The suction was so great, I couldn't pull his hand out.
DONNA BUCY's son Jordan died 10 years ago this weekend after getting his left hand stuck in the drain of his family's spa.
Pool safety to me had consisted of teaching your children to swim. I never imagined that my child would have been entrapped in a drain.
Drains that can become deadly if their flat covers are not replaced with domed or rounded covers, or if safety valve devices such as this VACALERT device are not installed.
We call this a safety vacuum release system because it acts like a vacuum brake.
There is federal law that took effect last year, requiring special devices designed to prevent entrapments, a law introduced and sponsored by South Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman-SCHULTZ.
There are accidents waiting to happen if we don't put an obstacle in the path of a child when supervision lapses.
But the I-Team found thousands of pools throughout South Florida that potentially violate that federal law. State inspectors say they can't or won't enforce the federal rules.
It's an absolute travesty. It's inexcusable. You know, it would be one thing if we were saying the Department of Health needs to first begin inspecting these pools. They're at every public pool twice a year. Every public pool. How hard is it to look into the pool at the drain and make sure that the cover is compliant?
And if those pools are not compliant, the Congresswoman says they should be shut down immediately. The CBS 4 I-Team also obtained these inspection records from the Health Department for the pool that was involved in this accident. This actually shows that this pool was in compliance with state law. But as our investigation first aired last week found, potentially thousands of pools throughout this area do not comply with federal law. But the state of say until state law changes, they won't shut down nor close these pools. I'm Stephen Stock, the CBS 4.